Hello, I'm Mark from Peachtree Crafting, and today I'm going to show you how I made this. So the idea was to make from one piece of wood these two chain links attached together with Mark and Sarah's names etched into it. No glue ups, just from one solid piece of wood. I can't say it's been without its challenges. It's probably the most challenging thing I've worked on. However, it's been fun to do, and I think I want to show you how I've done this. I took some inspiration from YouTube. I looked at a few YouTube videos on how I could do this. There was nothing really out there that I had all the tools for to do it the same way that other people had, and I'll link the people I've taken the inspiration from down below, so you can see how they've done it and how they've done it differently if you want to do that. But it's worked really well. I'll take you through the process of what I've done, and I hope you like it. Here I am right at the very beginning of the process, unclamping the two massive pieces of oak I glued together to make one big square of oak. I cut it down off camera into a square, and here you see me measuring it up, ready to get it on the table saw to make the cuts I need. Cleaning up the ends. And here I start making the 8 cuts I need to make a sort of elongated cross. You'll see what I mean in a minute or two. Here I am on the bandsaw, cutting the ends off the blocks of wood to start to free up the 4 pieces that need to drop off to make the elongated cross. Couldn't quite make it through with the bandsaw, so here I am using my Japanese pull saw, which I just bought that day, so I'm still trying to get the hang of using it. Pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it. Those blocks just peel off nicely once they've cut all the way through the wood. Didn't want to do it all the way through on the table saw. Felt there would have been a bit of danger there. There's Noodle, searching around looking for scraps of wood. He likes to try and clean up after me. And the final piece is about to come off. So this is what I meant about the elongated cross. Off camera I'd already cut off a piece of this, but I'm now trying to sort of make the link shape without the hole in the middle of the link, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So there we have the 2 links together. Now this part of the process was probably the hardest for me, is to try and get out the centre of those links. I pretty much tried to use every single tool, ended up drilling it out and then chiselling out the middle. So now I need to try and find a way of separating the 2 links, because they're still joined by wood at each end of the link, if that makes sense. So Dremel first. Didn't get very far with that other than making a load of smoke. I tried a couple of different attachments with the Dremel, not really a lot of success. Flush trim saw, thought nice and thin to try and get in there. A bit of success with that, but it didn't do everything I needed. Obviously there's still a sliver of wood in the very centre I need to try and get to. Again, the Dremel comes out. When I made this out of pine as a test piece, the Dremel really worked to get this out. I thought I'd give it another go. but again, didn't get anywhere with this. So I ended up using the hand drill just to try and free up and separate the two links. Very messy, not very neat, but I figured I'd made the wood thick enough so I'd be able to tidy up any mess that I made. If I made any slight mistakes, it would separate and I'd be able to tidy it up. It started to come loose there, as you can see. There we go. At this point I'm cleaning out the centre of the links, all the rough edges where I'd use the drills, just to try and cut that off using the bandsaw. Very hard to do, try and keep it level to stop it vibrating around, but a bit of perseverance, and actually managed to get it done pretty well, to be fair. The scroll saw here looks like it's going really slowly. But this part of the film was sped up slightly, so that's probably why it looks slower, if that makes sense. Rounding around the edges to make it look more of an oval shaped link. Get on the bandsaw for this. This is a pretty easy part of the job. And here we are during the sanding process. There was so much sanding with this. A lot of material had to come off. I'd made it extra thick and a little bit bigger than was needed on purpose, so I had a bit of room for error. I made any mistakes. So here I am on the belt sander doing I think it's a 60 grit on that, to try and hog out as much of the material as I can. This took some time. And then at this point I rounded round all the edges to make it look more of a link shape before I carried on with the rest of the sanding. This was pretty easy to do, and it took off a lot of material, ready for the next level of sanding. Using an attachment from the drill press, it was a perfect fit, didn't plan it, it just worked out perfectly that it got in there nicely and was able to sand it down to a nice round and pretty smooth. And before again I moved on to the finer grits of sanding. And more sanding here. I went through the grits. I'd done 60 grit already, so up to 80, 120, 240. Once I got to 120, I raised the grain by wetting the whole of it. You see me feeling for any roughness everywhere to try and get any rough edges out. Did up to 240 with this, and then again with some hand sanding just to get any other rough edges off. This took a long time. And time for the finish. Just used some Danish wood oil from Wilko's, not sponsored. I did 3 coats in all of this. It's pretty easy to apply. Rub it on, leave it on for a few minutes, and then wipe it off. Leave it a good few hours between coats. The last coat left overnight because of timing reasons. I like using Danish oil, adds a nice colour to the wood. It's quite a natural finish. It smells quite nice too. Time to laser etch Mark and Sarah's names on. I often do it through masking tape. That'll then allow it to add paint if necessary onto the letters. Didn't need to do that this time. It worked out nicely. So as you can see, it was a fun project to do, using lots of different tools in the workshop. I hope the process has been interesting for you. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I'll try and answer them as best I can. Like and subscribe if you like the video. The link should be down here, or maybe here. I might put it up here, we'll see. But thank you very much for watching, and see you all soon.